What's going on, guys? I wanted to make a special crypto update because we have a Bitcoin bloodbath going on. I want to share with you the key levels. If you've been following me on X at Market Canary, you've been getting updates there. Obviously, if you're a member of our Discord, you're getting updates there. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can join the Discord with the join button right there on YouTube, or get our members only videos there on YouTube for you to watch. Guys, if you want to trade the markets, check out the exchanges below. Be a Market Makers VIP. They are listed in the video description. It helps support the channel. Let's talk about what's happening, because one thing that nobody is talking about, that's in my YouTube feed anyways, is the actual trend. You'll hear people say this maxim, well, the trend is your friend till the end. Yet none of them want to follow the trend. They just want to tell you the top is in and everything's collapsing. Well, what's the trigger point for that? Where is a good place to call a top? Because right now we have a massive retracement. I was going to cover the markets in this video too, but the S&P is still in a pullback. It's down 5% and it looks like it's holding up well. So we'll cover the markets on the normal Monday video. This video will focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. What I think can happen, bullish case and the bearish case, okay? Because again, look at the trend on my screen. This is the Bitcoin cycle since the pandemic on the weekly time frame. We look at Bitcoin, 2022 low, made a new all-time high, made a higher low, made a new all-time high, made a higher low, made a new all-time high, made a higher low. That, my friend, is called a trend. Now, this last low hasn't been put in yet. You guys recall last week I was saying I think this week the low could be put in. I still stand by that. The low could be put in. We're going to cover that with the lunar cycle pivot as well. We had a Bitcoin drop to almost 80K, but the key level to keep in mind is 74.4. That is your significant low from this last wave up, major retracement, wave up, major retracement, both of these 30+%, wave up, major retracement. You're at 36% right now on this retracement, holding the higher low structure. Now, let's say I'm totally wrong. We don't get a new all-time high. I'm bullish going into 2026 at this point, but let's say I'm totally wrong. We don't get a new all-time high. What's the pattern that's at play here? Like I said, you guys have been watching the channel. You already know what I'm going to show, right? Because I've showed this many times. Peak 1, peak 2, peak 3. You have 3 peaks, all about the same price, slightly higher highs at each peak. And then what do you have? Then you have your domed house, right? So then you get your domed house. So let's go ahead and draw that. It's a nice George Lindsay pattern. Wave 2. 3. If this, let's just draw this where the low is. Let's say it comes down to test 74. There's your low. You're going to get a rally back up. And that's it. That's the market. And what is that pattern? It's the head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. 3 peaks, peak 1, peak 2, peak 3, a domed house. So at a bare minimum, I'm still looking for a bottom and a major retracement to the upside, depending where this goes, of course. We'll just draw from where it is. But you're looking at a bottom and a retracement, 108, 110, Bitcoin, back to the upside. So if you came down to 80K, which is where you came to, you're still looking at a 30,000 point rally to the upside to finish the market cycle. And again, I don't think the market cycle's done yet until the structure is broken. And by broken structure, I mean Bitcoin comes down, takes out 74, gets back above it, comes back up. Then the higher probability is a failure point at key resistance for a turn down, because you took out a significant structure in your macro uptrend. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about when I talk about a structure break on Bitcoin. It has been a Bitcoin bloodbath. However, the market's only down 5%. So this is how this works. By the way, when Bitcoin did 32, 33% here, you know what the S&P went down? 6%. Okay, so again, macro uptrend is still intact. I wanted to give you this video going into the weekend. Let's look at this on the lunar cycle. As I said, made the exact all-time high on the full moon. Got the big sell-off, 20%. We got accelerated selling here on the next lunar pivot. Didn't put in the obvious, the day of the low, obviously, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a turn to start to develop with a cycle change, right? That's what you're looking for. Sometimes it's to the day. Sometimes you get them to the day. Other times, it takes a few candles to work out. But we got some demand wick here on this daily candle, so we'll see this play out as well. But you got a big drop. Now, Tom Lee's out there. He did an interview yesterday. I'll probably throw it up on X. Did an interview yesterday saying that there's an exchange that had massive liquidity problems and caused automatic liquidations back on October 10th. And his thesis was this is causing a lot of problems in crypto. This is why you're seeing everything drop. He kind of referenced there is more than one exchange. But again, he didn't list any names. I don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's not true. I know people have reported different things about different exchanges. But it is what it is. Doesn't matter because we are where we are in the price action. Bitcoin here on the daily. There's your significant low, 74,508, okay? That's your significant low. And you can see you're falling down to key candle support. You got candle support off to the left here. You almost hit a 90% retracement off of this leg, right? So you've retraced almost 90%. That level is 79,672, and you got down to about 80,632. So again, you almost hit that level. You're getting some demand. But guys, this is just a knife falling, right? So people are saying, well, where are you going to buy Bitcoin? I'm looking here on the daily. Obviously, you can go to smaller time frames. But if you're just buying it, which people are, lottery ticket trades and things like that, if you're just buying it, you don't have any type of pattern. What's a pattern? Pattern is some type of consolidation off to the left here that you break out from, go to new levels, make another consolidation, Wyckoff range, break out to. We obviously have topping patterns. You had a W here at the top, right? But right now you have a lightning bolt down on a daily time frame, and this is going to bounce up. And it's Bitcoin. It's going to be thousands and thousands of points. It's going to bounce up, bounce around. We'll get some type of pattern out of it before it makes some type of leap back to the upside, and it may not be at the exact low. Now, you can bottom hunt. If you think that's the low, then you can go down to the 1 hour time frame, look at patterns, things like that, and people do that all the time. It's just different ways to trade. But this is something that's important to understand on Bitcoin. We look at the indicators, you're massively oversold. Momentum is a slide down, volumes down. I mean, it's just been massive selling. ETFs were selling this morning as well. Massive selling. You're at 83.8 right now. The macro uptrend is still intact. I mean, the market hit peak fear of 7 yesterday. Again, this doesn't change my personal thesis. I know other people believe, including on the Discord, believe the top is in. I don't think necessarily the top's in. I think you're going to see Bitcoin bullish into 2026 with the markets breaking out as well. But that's me. And if I'm wrong, we're going to get a massive top to potentially short on a massive head and shoulders pattern. We look at Ethereum. 2750 was the target that I had denoted based off the 618. You got below it. You're slightly below it now at 2731. I see a lot of candle structure support here over there between 2384 and 2750, as you can see. So if you do this, is this bearish? Well, it's all about perspective. What's it bearish from? You're still holding a higher low from April 7th, right? You're still holding a higher low. Overall, you could come up, make a double top, right? You'd have top 1, top 2, and fall back down. But if you get a sustained rally, you're going on to new all-time highs. So either way, you're going to rally up at some point to test. That's the whole point. The markets move like rubber bands. Crypto's everything else. I mean, right now from this current low, you're looking at the 618 at 4,100 almost, 786 at 4,500. Again, major, almost 2,000 point rally potentially to the 786. And again, I think everything's going to break out to new all-time highs if we can hold these higher lows off of April 7th. So that's what I'm seeing on Ethereum. Look at the indicators. I mean, it's oversold, obviously. Water slide and volume, water slide and momentum. And that's what you have on Ethereum. Solana's holding up really well. Depends how you want to look at this. I look at Solana. I see a topping pattern here, right? Consolidation pattern. But I see a couple of things. This goes all the way back to March 2024. Some people look at this and say, look, man, Solana, super bearish. You have a massive head and shoulders on Solana, if you want to view it this way, right? Massive head and shoulders, 5-wave pattern. Most market patterns are 5 waves and 3 waves. 5-wave pattern on Solana. Another way to view it is April 7th low, $95. This is where I posted my public Solana trade, right down in this range. This thing went up massively, and now it has sold back off, and you're still holding your April 7th low. You're at 126 Solana. You have to hold above 95K, because I believe when Solana breaks out to the upside, you can look at it like a head and shoulders, or you can look at it like it's forming a macro W pattern, just like this, right? If you hold this higher low above April 7th, just draw it out, you're going back up. And I have targets on Solana from 350 to 500. I have targets on ETH at 6,000, and obviously Bitcoin at 140, 150K. So that's what I'm seeing in the markets, guys. The key thing to me for cryptos here is to hold your April 7th lows. Holding it in Solana, we'll cover all this on Monday again. Holding it in Ethereum easily, that's, you know, double the price of your April 7th low still. So again, you come down to this level, not a big deal. Bitcoin is still holding above it, but you need to watch it because Bitcoin's at 83, and that low that you want to hold is 74.4. So everything's holding its April 7th lows. There's a bearish case to be made if you want the bearish case. I'm just not there yet because the macro trend is higher lows and higher highs. Until that macro trend's broken, I remain bullish. See you guys in the next video.